Hello and welcome. Today's webinar is all about how to protect your ERP systems using Exigo Protect. We want to secure your business, not just from external bad actors, but also internal, and how your security needs to be a multi-layered approach, including where you keep your customers' PII data. This session is about 45 minutes in duration and will be recorded. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A section. Let me introduce myself to the team. My name is Ben Opit. I'm the Business Transformation Lead at Exigo Tech, and I'm based in Sydney. I've been in business application and security for the last 21 years. Absolutely love helping our customers. More recently, I've been focused on AI. We have Vinay Joshi, our Manager of Strategic Client Acquisitions in Application Services. He has been with Exigo Tech since its inception and has been in the application space for more than 20 years. I also have Avi Singh, our modern work in cloud and infrastructure. He's our business manager. He's been with Exigo Tech for 7 years and has more than 2 decades of technical experience. Now, I don't have any guest speakers, but I do want you to know of Elizabeth Tidd. She's the newly appointed Information Commissioner for the AOIC, which is the Australian Office of the Information Commissioner. She recently commented about the $5.8 million fine imposed by the Australian Federal Court, where more than 223,000 individual personal information was stolen. She commented that this is an important reminder to all Australian privacy entities that they must remain vigilant in securing and responsibly managing the personal information they hold. A very strong message. Let me share with you today's agenda. An introduction to Exigo Tech and why we do things differently. A bit of a look into the cybersecurity landscape, updates to the Privacy Acts and what you need to know. A quick overview of Exigo Protect, our multi-layered security approach. Avi will dive into compliance and extending PII protection and some details on security frameworks. And Vinay will share his knowledge on data security in ERP. I'll share some quick demos just to help connect the message. Then we'll be comparing M365 E5 versus the brand new Business Premium Defender suites of products. Let me share a bit more about Exigo Tech. I know a lot to get through, so settle back, put your phones on mute, and let me talk to you a bit about Exigo Tech. We are a global organization that has attained 6 solution designations, including 2 specializations. We were established in 2015, so only 10 years old. We are a Telstra Gold Partner and won Non-Profit Partner of the Year in 2024. We've also won ARN Tech Partner for Security in 2024, and we've been nominated for the D&EI with the Australian Reseller News for 2025, and we've achieved ISO 27001, a massive milestone for the company. How have we achieved all this recognition in only 10 years? I hear you asking. Well, we go deep. We don't want to just tick boxes and have a quick exercise. We want to work with companies that really want to improve their processes, remove their risks, and improve their productivity. Okay, that's all terrific, but what does that mean for you and our customers? It means real business outcomes, making deep connections and growing together. That's what sets us apart. Now, Exigo Tech is not a traditional managed service provider. We grew out of that model years ago. We now consider ourselves a frontier firm rooted as a technology solution provider, or TSP. And we've been doing that for about 5 years now. And we have heavily ramped up our security efforts with the inception of ChatGPT. We see all the time businesses wanting to improve productivity, and we're here to help, but we must do more to educate and enable. We see the security as being the biggest barrier to the AI adoption, and we understand ROI, and not just ROI for ROI's sake. We go deep with you in your business. We understand the biggest challenges in your businesses. Then when it comes to compliance, you may just be beginning your journey on ISO, or may have already reached your Essential 8 maturity level. Our job is to help protect your business from inside and outside risks, but we understand that change comes from within, and bringing your team along is critical for success. Security is not just the responsibility of the IT manager or the CISO. Let me share some customers and numbers that have impacted them. Here are some of our customers we've helped over the past few years. We can't share them all, but here's a few. For example, Palmera. We helped around 20,000 people reach food security. Palmera was bridging a gap in their frontier workers in Sri Lanka and Australia, using AI to help translate conversations in real time. What about DHL? We helped around 1,250 employees gain access to real-time data, resulting in 0 errors and 100% accurate HR operations. Or Sumerians of Singapore, our NFP customer, we helped them increase their response rate by 100%. Now, these are just a few examples. Before we jump into a demo of what we do to protect your business, I think it's important to set the stage a little as to why we have wrapped more layers of security around your business. Now, this is a very important piece of information because we understand that security is a multi-layered approach and you've got to deploy multiple things. So we want to introduce you to a solution inside of Business Central, which is our ERP system, that will help protect PII. But before that, AI is an incredible tool, and it's an incredible tool for productivity and for improving and creating impactful content and making incredible agents using Copilot Studio. But like any new technology, AI can be a shield and a sword, but it can also be its Achilles heel. Unfortunately, humans get tricked. We need to do more to protect our businesses, be it smishing or vishing. We want to protect your business in many ways, and it can be as easy as starting with our managed password manager solution, Keeper, which has just been named in the Magic Quadrant Password Access Management in 2025. That's because there are some very nasty people out there. Can I introduce you to a few? Scattered Lapsus Hunters is a combined cyber criminal alliance formed in the middle of 2025 by merging three prominent hacking groups: Scattered Spider, Lapsus, and Shiny Hunters. This group is noteworthy for targeting major global organizations like Qantas, Toyota, Disney, and IKEA with tactics like social engineering, phishing, smishing, which is SIM swapping, ransomware, and data extortion. Most recent vishing seems to be the best attack vector at the moment, but more on that shortly. For example, Jaguar Land Rover, that was the latest UK household name that had a massive breach from Scattered Lapsus Hunters, which shut down for production for weeks. This group was also behind the Marks and Spencer breach. This group is said to be behind more than 40 major corporate breaches. As I mentioned earlier, Qantas, they also don't seem to be able to avoid their grasp, as you can see on this link here. This group of young, mostly teenagers, test and boast about their prowess using the latest tricks and tactics to infiltrate your business, and all for bragging rights. Hopefully over time, these young hackers will become white hat hackers to help protect businesses. Let's hope that they see the light. But for now, you're going to have to do something in your business to help protect it. Now, anyone recall a few months ago, the British transport company K&P Logistics in 2025, July 2025, they were breached. Now, this company was formed in 1865. Now, this ransomware attack permanently shut down their business. 700 people were unemployed. They were not able to recover. Scary stuff, no doubt, but this is something you can do. And this webinar may be your first steps into this scary landscape. So we do want you to stay out of the news. Today, we'll be presenting how Exigo Tech goes about protecting you from the news cycle, how we can use Business Central and PII to protect your business data, and how Purview can become that overarching data governance compliance tool, and how Exigo Protect helps bring this all together in our end-to-end managed protect solution. But why are we doing this? This is a recent report that just came out from CrowdStrike, which is a global leader in threat hunting. The time to breach is under 600 seconds. That's from first launching an attack, turning off systems so that you're not notified, all the way into traversing into your Enter IDs. I can't make a coffee that quickly. That's how quick these guys can do things. You can also download some information on the Microsoft Digital Defense Report. And we are living through a very defining moment in cybersecurity, where digital transformation and AI are being pushed towards new levels of speed, scale, and sophistication. We have to get our businesses ready. Cyber attacks are no longer just an isolated IT issue. Please click on this link as well to download the Microsoft Defense Report. Now, an introduction into the Australian Privacy Act reforms, just a quick overview. The Office of the Australian Information Commissioner now has stronger enforcement powers. These are all new acts that have just come through with larger fines, and they can now conduct broader investigations and hold businesses accountable for privacy failures. If your business is non-compliant, you could face large penalties. People can now take direct legal action against your business or you as an individual if you breach their privacy, even if it doesn't involve the AOIC. That means the risk of being sued for mishandling personal identifier information has increased significantly. Doxing is now a criminal offence. Publishing someone's private information with intent to cause harm is now a criminal offence. Even accidentally involvement in doxing-like behaviours could put your business at risk. Your obligations to take reasonable steps to protect customer data and your employees' data has also been increased. You must and need to have stronger cybersecurity. Internal procedures and staff training are now expected and to be standard. If you collect any any PII or any personal data, you must be actively safeguarding it. And there are now greater emphasis on timely notifications under the Notifiable Data Breaches Scheme, the NDB. If you experience a data breach that could harm someone, for example, identity theft or financial loss, you must notify the affected individuals of the AOIC and the AOIC promptly. Remember our guest speaker Elizabeth Tidd and her $5 million comments on the Australian clinical labs. Because of these changes, there are new legal and insurance-related implications that you need to be aware of. The maximum civil penalties have increased 10% year on year. Penalty units, which is the measurement used to calculate fines for infringements, is now 330 per offence. So if you've got 1,000 customers, 1,000 times 330 is a lot of money. Where each record is breached, it's deemed to be a single offence. Individuals can be fined up to $2.5 million and organisations up to $827.5 million. Astronomical numbers. Now, last week, Qantas was in the news. They are facing a potential fine of up to $6.6 billion based on the numbers that they were breaching. $6.6 billion. Optus, with its 9.5 million affected customers, that's in theory more than a fine of $20 trillion. Now, I'm not sure how the AOIC is going to rule on this. Time to keep an eye on the news. So the AOIC has the power to directly fine and enforce compliance checks as well. Now, insurance companies are introducing minimum compliance requirements to be able to take up a policy with them. They're suggesting that you need a minimum Essential 8 maturity level. By not doing this, they could also refuse your insurance and probably will increase your premium as a result. Now, with all that in mind, let me hand it over to Avi, who will dive deeper into the security frameworks.
Thank you for the intro, Benno. Those were some astonishing figures, and thank you for sharing. Now, the more information we have, the more informed decisions we can make. So hi, everyone. Thank you for attending today's session around security. Security frameworks. Where do we start? Now, in today's digital and AI-driven landscape, Aussie businesses must prioritize security. So much so that the Australian government has developed and provided one of the many frameworks and is beginning to mandate it across industries. As you have all been aware of by now, the Cybersecurity Centre has established one of the key frameworks, being Essential 8. These are 8 key controls which will prevent up to 85% of security threats. Another common framework that is used is the globally recognized benchmark of ISO 27001, which provides a robust framework around managing risks, while NIST offers flexible, out-based approach. There are a lot of frameworks to use, but the beauty of these frameworks for businesses who do not have a formal security structure is every one of these frameworks has a portion that will overlap with others. If you're a business that's yet to formalize your security approach, then the Aussie Essential 8 framework is a great place to start. But don't stop there. The more frameworks you use, the better the security. So let's touch on the Essential 8 security framework. It's built on a simple multi-level roadmap starting from level 0 for all organizations to build their security posture. Level 0 implies there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and level 3 shows that most of the controls are in place and active. As you implement the 8 controls, your business maturity increases to the next level. Some vendors are introducing a minimum requirement that you need to demonstrate. For example, as a Telstra partner, Exigo Tech must meet Essential 8 maturity level 2, CyberGRX, and other security standards. So these are the 8 controls of Essential 8, and each control reduces the attack surface of your business. Now, every control is not created equally, but are as equally important. For example, restricting your admin privileges and patching your operating system has the highest impact on your attack surface, whereas ensuring your backups are done has the lowest. But by deploying all of the controls, you create a robust environment that matures through implementation. Microsoft has provided you with all the tools you need to start and finish your Essential 8 journey, and I would like to commend Aaron Dinage for his work on M365 Maps. There are features in your licenses that already align with the Essential 8 controls. So you already have the building blocks you need in becoming Essential 8 compliant, and it's all backed by Microsoft. Now, I know this slide is a little too small to see, so please use the QR code here to see how it all fits together. So now that you've been equipped with the Essential 8 framework, let's see how it compares to the more robust framework like ISO 27001. ISO 27001 covers governance, risk management, policies, procedures, and continual improvement based on international standards. ISO 27001 is highly customizable and is subjected to formal audits. Implementation can take over 12 months to complete, but ISO 27001 complements Essential 8. So Essential 8 focuses on the technical aspects, while ISO 27001 focuses on governance and risk management. And by deploying both, you create a better security environment than by following one alone. This is just a very quick overview of the two security standards. Now, Vinay, can you tell us more about Business Central and its security features?
Thank you, Avi. That was quite a critical information for organizations to secure their digital environments and a clear definition of how ISO 27001 and Essential 8 differentiates between the process governance and the controls. I'm into industry for last 20 years and have never seen security becoming most critical for organizations for a couple of reasons. One is due to tremendous increase in cyber attacks, and second is measures required to be taken to adopt AI in an organization. Considering today's topic, ERP and security in it, let's focus on to Business Central. What is Business Central? A Business Central is a comprehensive ERP solution for SMB businesses from Microsoft, hosted on Azure Cloud under Microsoft Watch within Microsoft ecosystem to provide all required security features. I have been working on many ERP responses and many times come across security and governance related requirements, and Business Central ticks all the boxes, whether it is for data at rest or in transition, authorization, and authentication. Security in Business Central can be at different levels, starting from authentication, authorization, and data encryption. Not only that, for developers who need to further extend Business Central for specific business requirements, following Microsoft Security Development Cycle enables developer to build solution on Business Central in a more secure way. You can administer user activities through Microsoft Purview and also manage information access at database, company level, object, and up to the record level. So there's a great security available within Business Central as well as through Microsoft ecosystem can be extended out of the ERP system as well. Now let's understand the layered security. What are the critical approach and proactive defense we need to take? Security in business data. Modern businesses are being bombarded by threats coming in from everywhere. Ensuring security of your data is no longer optional, but it is become a mandatory. You have seen how Ben referred to certain business cases who has been facing big legal fines, and also a commissioner watching over the businesses who are falling to those cyber attacks. Adapting to evolving threats. Cyber threats continue to grow in sophistication. Cyber criminals use AI to scale the attacks and make it more intelligent, mostly involving human making errors. New laws are now requiring businesses to stay vigilant against both internal and external risk. And when we talk about sophistication, as Ben mentioned, by the time you can go and make a coffee, a cyber attack can happen and can get an access to all your critical systems. Building proactive defense, not just securing your systems, but building a proactive defense is also important. Adopting to proactive defense strategies to strengthen organization resilience that mitigates potential security breaches. Now let's see how Exigo can help you. Today we'll be presenting how Exigo go about protecting you from being in the news and being a victim. We will see how Business Central can protect personally identifiable information or PII, how Purview becomes that overarching data governance and the compliance tool to help accidents from occurring, and how our brand new Exigo Protect solution bring this all together in one end-to-end managed protection solution. Let me share a little bit more about Exigo Protect so you have a bit of an understanding on how we have built here at Exigo Tech the overall security solution. Exigo Protect. With our breadth of services across infrastructure, cloud, and application, we saw businesses were lacking a comprehensive end-to-end security services that will protect businesses at all levels and not just at an individual application or a device level. With experienced team across all domains in IT, we put together Exigo Protect, a solution which encompasses end-to-end security for businesses. Our customers wanted faster, better, more agile solutions. So we surveyed the market and have handpicked the best, most secure and compliant elements and brought them all under Exigo Protect umbrella. Think of this holistic managed security solution suitable for all business sizes, be it 10 or 1,000 users. We have brought to market more than 10-20 solutions, helping you reduce your IT spend for one that is more connected, better managed, and in the long run, a much better way to protect your business. This had been designed to safeguard your business across every layer from endpoints to cloud to everything in between. If you are truly serious about protecting your business and you want more than just a tick box exercise, please have a conversation with us. We will share more about Exigo Protect in our upcoming webinars. But today, let me hand over to Ben to demonstrate how we protect PII information within Business Central. Over to you, Ben.
Yeah, thank you very much for that overview, Vinay. I am just going to share my screen. Now, this is not a Business Central demo. This is a solution that we have implemented in our demo environment. As you can see, it's aptly named Exigo Protect Demo. You can see I'm logged in as Ben Opit, myself, using single sign-on. So we have got our multi-factor enabled, we've secured ourselves, and as far as the business is aware, I'm safe to go into Business Central and do my workloads. What we have designed is a way to further enhance sensitivity data, PII data. That's the game here. So let me move you across to the sales and receivables setup and show you what I've set up as an example. Down the bottom here, we have set up some configurations. So by default, in this demonstration environment, after 7 days, which means after 7 days of an event, in this example, when a document is processed, the information, the PII information is redacted. We're sanitizing the values with the X-redacted-X moniker. So all of that sensitivity is blocked. The phone numbers are replaced with 9s. You can choose 8s and 7s or whatever you'd like it to be replaced. And any emails are redacted securely with sanitized emails. In this example, using redacted at exigotech.com.au, not an email address, don't bother sending to it. But this is the setup that we've got here. Now, what that means is, and I did this demonstration previously because it's always good to prepare. Now, on the 23rd of this month, about 7 days ago, no, less than 7 days ago, we posted a sales shipment and a sales invoice. I'll show you the sales shipment as an example. So if everything has worked nicely, the date has happened, and we have sanitized the PII data. Now, I have access to Business Central, we understand that, and I have access to some information. But if I scroll down to the shipping details, you can see that I've redacted certain elements, the name, the address, and we are obviously able to see the suburban state. If we need to have that redacted, we can also do that. But we've taken away the phone number, email address, and the contact details. This is an excellent way to add an additional layer of security, because we do want to make sure you're doing more than the base level of security. So an excellent example, and here it is again over the sales invoices. Again, redacted all the information regarding the actual customer details and how we ended up protecting all of this PII inside of Business Central. Now, shortly, we're going to talk a bit more about Purview, but just to set the scene, we are going to demonstrate shortly. When I click on our customers, we are going to be demonstrating inside of a customer called a datum, all of the credit card information that we store in this environment and how we end up protecting against accidental exporting of data and accidentally emailing it to myself. So let me reshare my screen.
Thanks, Ben. That was quite informative. As you can see from the demo, Exigo can help protect not just your ERP systems using PII Protect, but our layered security approach can take actionable steps, including compliance consideration and risk mitigation strategies. Let's dive a bit deeper into it. In a layered security approach and in a framework, we use Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central and PII Protect, which is hosted on Microsoft Azure environment under Microsoft Watch, Microsoft 365 E5 Security, quite an extensive product, and Exigo Protect as an overarching solution to security. When we do that, we outline the actionable steps such as data minimization, strong password policies, and regular user access reviews, ensuring PII using Business Central and its advanced PII solutions. Deploying Exigo Protect across your business will also help protect your business from malicious and accidental damage. Not only this, as Avi mentioned in his previous slides about ISO 27001 and Essential 8, it will give you controls and governance in place to help you achieve those standards. Let's look into the compliance consideration. Nowadays, with all the standards in place, the compliance standards like GDPR, Australian privacy principles, that shape customer communication and data management policies in organization. Towards that, we also have a risk mitigation, like discussing threat identification to essential to protect ERP systems from data breaches and unauthorized access, vulnerability management, and incident response planning tailored for ERP environments. But let's see what outcomes do we get for business when we have an Exigo Protect and overall security across your ERP systems. We help you protect accidental PII exposure, stay out of the news for being in cyber attack as a victim, and save on a lot of fines as well as a lot of insurance fees. Ensure security at each level and embed as part of everyday practice, and remove the risk of not complying to maintaining personal security standards. But most of all, the most important thing is the trust. You maintain the trust of your customer and supplier and trust in doing business with you. With this, let us see how we can extend the security beyond Business Central. And I will like to hand it over to Avi to take to the next section.
Thank you, Vinay. Look, I'm going to get right into it. So Microsoft Purview plays a pivotal role in enabling unified data governance and compliance across your M365 tenancy. What does that really mean? And how is that going to help you? The unified data governance means having one clear set of rules to manage your data across the business, ensuring your data is safe, easy to find, and use in the right way, no matter where it is stored or who's using it. So Purview helps compliance management by offering tools like Compliance Manager, which is used to assess your current rules against over 300 regulations like Essential 8 or ISO 27001, improvement actions, so where you get guidance on how to fix the gaps in your compliance. There's data classifications and sensitivity labels to protect your data, information governance, which is used to set data retention, deletion, or auto archive rules to meet legal standards. There's obviously auditing and reporting, and communication compliance, which is used to detect and manage inappropriate or risky communications via email or Teams to reduce the insider threats. And together, you can be sure that your data is not only protected today, it's protected tomorrow, next month, on version 2, 23, or even when the data changes hands. So just like Vinay and Benno has demoed earlier, we can now take that layered security approach and apply it throughout Word, Excel, Outlook, Teams, and all other aspects of Microsoft modern work. Microsoft really understands your personally identifiable information, your PII data, and has provided you with the protection that you need. So Business Central ensures that your data is protected within the ERP system. Then Microsoft E5 security features takes that protection and extends it outside of your ERP system. And now the new Business Premium add-ons provides businesses with less than 300 seats enterprise security. I know I've already dived into sensitivity labels, but how many different types are there? You can quickly enable the initial 4 categories with minimal effort. There's public, which is accessible to everyone. General and internal, which is sharing externally, is blocked. Confidential has limited access to specific teams and roles. And the highly confidential tag is used for the most sensitive data, such as financial records or personal information. These labels can be automatically applied to your data once it leaves the ERP system. Then you've got the e-discovery and the compliance tools, which allows you to quickly search sensitive information and place litigation holds to prevent deletion or exports for external legal usage. So Benno, can you give us a practical example of how we can take advantage of the additional security provided by Microsoft?
Yes, I can. Give me 1 second. I'll share my screen. So back to our Business Central environments. And I kind of set it up a little bit before, suggesting that we had some customers in our Business Central environment. And we do take credit card information because we need to charge for certain services, which I'm allowed to do. I have the license to do so. So I can click on credit card details. Now, if I didn't have the right permissions assigned, I wouldn't be able to click on this field and I wouldn't be able to see this credit card number. Don't bother spending it. It's not a real number. So if you have access, you can get into this detail. But for most of the users in this environment, they would only see this redacted or masked number. But let's say I'm an inside threat for some reason. Not that I would be, but I might be. Now I have access to export to Excel. So very simply, because of my permissions, I can click on the export to Excel. It'll open up a Excel file, which I'll bring across quickly to screen so you can see what happens. You can see that there's a general label assigned here, but through the magic of Purview, within about 4 seconds, I think that was, the sensitivity label has already been applied to this Excel document, and it has been identified of having PCI DSS for payment credit card information. So that means that we've protected the business. This file has been exported, but it can't leave our tenancy. It is safe within the governance and security layer inside of our M365 E5 Purview compliance layer. What happens if I try to email this externally? Well, I did that earlier. I did that with Anthony, who is the head of our compliance and security. He gave me his personal email address and I sent it off. And very shortly, our email systems came back to us saying, the email, your email to an external recipient has been prohibited. So our data loss prevention administrator has automatically flagged that we have sent or attempted to send security sensitive, PII sensitive information. And when you know it, I've now got additional training on how to secure and protect our PII data. Now, that's a great example of how the additional layer of security is applied across more than just the business solutions inside of Business Central, but it is a wrap around your entire ERP system. So with that, let me just go back and reshare our presentation.
Thanks, Benno. So what I'd like to do is let's have a bit of a dive into the security suite that Microsoft is providing. So Microsoft provides solutions that has been built on the 4 key aspects of protection. So protect my identity, so ensure I am who I say I am. Protect my device, make sure my laptops and mobiles are safe for use. Protect my data, make sure my data is only visible to those who need to see it, and monitor and manage to ensure that steps 1 to 3 are effective. How do you manage all this? You could sign up to a magnitude of subscriptions that are provided by different vendors, all providing you with data via different channels, emails, reports, PDF documents, or you could consolidate your security within your Microsoft licensing. I know which I'll be doing, so let me show you how. If you're a business standard user, you could invest in third-party tools that manage your data loss prevention, patch management, application whitelisting, and device management, or you could get all of these features and save about 55% of the cost by upgrading to Business Premium. If you already have Business Premium, it's time to uplift your security to the next level. So welcome to our 2 new security add-ons. The new Defender Suite add-on, which provides you with enterprise-level defense for your business and costs about 65% less than the third-party options, and the Purview Suite add-on, which provides you with enterprise-level data protection and costs about 53% less than third-party add-ons. Or why not take advantage of both and strengthen your security and receive a further discount when you bundle both the add-ons together? Now, talk about Microsoft value. For our E3 customers, it's time to enhance your security, and you can do this without upgrading to E5. The E5 security add-on provides you with E5 security at a fraction of the price and includes Defender for Endpoint Plan 2, Defender for Identity, Defender for Office Plan 2, and Defender for Cloud App. So this is a saving of about 56% over the third-party products. And if you're an E3 customer with 2 or more security add-ons and are using Power BI, Teams Phone, let's get you upgraded to E5. One of the misconceptions is that the E5 bundle is expensive, but if you've deployed all of the features available to use, then you're saving at about 67% versus using the third-party products.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me have a quick look at Q&A. How can businesses save using their licenses?
Awesome question, Benno. I see this one coming up all the time. So here are 2 great tips for everyone. Utilize the features within your licenses. So if you're using a third-party antivirus or anti-malware product, I encourage you to look at Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. If you're using a third-party email filter or email protection, take a look at Defender for Office. Or if you're using third-party device management, have a look at Microsoft Intune. And tip number 2, if you're a business with 300 seats or less and are using enterprise licenses, consider moving to Business Premium with the Defender or Purview add-ons.
So it's really about consolidation here. There's enough solutions inside the Microsoft stack to really have a relook at your other solutions and see how much you can eke out of your Microsoft licenses. I think that's the message here, if I'm not mistaken, Avi. What is the difference between the light and the full edition of Purview?
Okay, the biggest key difference is the automated sensitivity labeling. So with E5, with M365 E5 or the Purview add-ons, you can configure Purview to understand your documents and automatically apply those sensitivity labels based on the content, just like you demoed. You also get access to Compliance Manager, e-discovery, insider risk management, and communication compliance with the full version.
So it's probably a good idea to start with the Defender Suite, unless you're on E3 or E5, because that will get your employees used to applying a sensitivity label. Once that education piece has happened, you could see it was like a 3 or 4 second delay before that Purview layer was put on top. Thank you very much. I think this is the last question. When is the best time to enhance my security?
Okay, so we're constantly learning new terms in the industry, such as bad actors or agents or understanding AI. If you asked me 10 years ago what bad actors were, I would have told you they were actors in a B-grade short film. But we're right in the middle of big changes. And this is where businesses, whether they like it or not, need to understand that the importance of security is second to none. So now is the best time. And if you can't enhance your security now, then enhance it yesterday.
Very good. Thank you very much. So to conclude, protecting ERP systems requires a multi-layered approach, including advanced security tools, compliance, adherence, and continuous monitoring. Leveraging solutions like Microsoft Purview or the Defender suites and Exigo Protect can greatly enhance your data security and safeguard sensitive information and keep you out of the news cycle. Now, what you saw, just a quick recap. We shared with you how Exigo Tech does things a little bit differently, the cybersecurity landscape in Australia, changes to the Australian privacy laws, Exigo Protect, a bit of an overview, how Exigo Protect helps manage Essential 8 or other compliances like ISO, how Business Central and Exigo Protect together help secure sensitivity PII information, and how Purview is used in a practical sense. So I hope that's very helpful. Now, with that, we do have a bit of an offer. Anyone attending this event can request signing up to the Zero Trust assessments, and you can scan this QR code. I'll give you a second to do that, and I'll give you a bit of an overview of what that looks like. It's based on our Zero Trust principles, and it does include the assessment pillars, which it covers identity and device and application. Very comprehensive tool sets are deployed to identify your risk levels. And again, you get all the benefits of the Zero Trust. Now, we didn't go into Zero Trust. That's probably for another webinar. But if you did like that webinar, actually, I should just share with you as well. Now, you can't quite see this, but your report would be something like this, and you'll have some green and some red. We will definitely share with you these your outcomes of a Zero Trust assessments. And this will give you an action plan that we can work through with and help you on board and improve your security posture, reduce your insurance premiums as well. Now, with that, we do have another event coming up shortly on the 18th of November. This is Effective CX with Contact Center and Copilot, where we're going to dive in with myself and Prabhu and Ankit. We're going to discuss Dynamics 365 DCC and the new Teams telephony options inside of Teams. So we hope that's going to be a fantastic event. We know it will be a fantastic event. We hope to see you there. With that, thank you very much for attending, and we'll see you soon on the next webinar.